everyone, and welcome to the latest edition of the Fur Talk podcast.
Yo,
Unless, of course, you're watching this later, and then it's not so much. I am Blake Foxx.
I'm Ralleign Siston.
And with us we have...
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, don't worry, everyone messes up.
Okay. I didn't know you were going to introduce me for me.
So anyways...
This is already off to a great start.
Oh yeah, all of our podcasts start off fantastic. Have we ever brought on a guest and actually did the intro correctly?
I don't think so. By the way, you may notice this is the second Fur Talk podcast that we haven't had Mizu on. The first one, last week's podcast, we didn't have Mizu because he was at work. But now we don't have Mizu because he's in California.
Hooray!
And then we soon, too, shall also be going on vacation to another place.
Yeah, but that's not for another week.
So this will pretty much be like the last podcast before that vacation, and then we'll go on vacation, and then we'll come back and do another podcast.
I was going to actually record one more before we left.
Okay.
We'll need one for this Friday, and then we'll need one for next Friday, because we'll actually be at MFF next Friday.
Wouldn't it be more pertinent to record one at MFF then?
Well...
Oh wait, no. We'd probably have to record one in Ohio then. No, wait. That still wouldn't make sense because then we wouldn't have this awesome ass mic here.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just gonna record two, and then we'd have it with us when we left.
I guess.
Anyways, our guest has not said a word yet because we've been babbling.
Sorry. I was waiting for an opportunity to speak, I guess.
That happens to me a lot too.
Yeah.
I'm not the best at being social, but I'll try my darndest.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm terrible at it too. That's why I can't record by myself anymore. I'm just way too terrible at being words.
Oh, dude, me too. Literally, I started up Batman Arkham Asylum, and I was like, you know what? I started my YouTube channel recording solo Let's Plays. I want to get back into doing more solo Let's Plays. I gave it a good 20 or so episodes, but I was like, I can't keep this up. I gotta have someone else to bounce off of. All my words were so here we go over here now. I guess I don't know how I did it before. I was at least decent when I first started, but now that I've gotten so used to recording with other people, I just can't do it solo anymore.
Plus, it doesn't help that I never have anything to talk about. So.
Yeah, that too.
Well, you know what we do have to talk about?
What's that?
Me recently finishing the Phantom Pain.
Yeah, you did finish the Phantom Pain.
Still missing one mission, but in order to unlock that, I have to work with Quiet a bit more, and fuck that shit. But I guess I'll do it anyway.
Yeah, you're not the biggest fan of Quiet.
No, I am not.
Which is weird because a lot of people like her, but I guess she is a fan service character that pretty much exists solely to be a fan service character.
I am immune to tits.
Yeah.
Same. I'm actually kind of put off by boobs, to be completely honest.
But yeah, he tried to justify her existence by giving her the most generic, tragic backstory ever, but...
Well, it's not even that. She doesn't really have too much of a tragic backstory.
Yeah, she gets burned alive by you at the beginning of the game, and that's why she can't wear clothes now.
She gets burned alive by you while trying to kill you.
And now she can't wear clothes.
Because that makes sense.
Well, there's a whole convoluted thing with it, but basically it exists solely as an excuse for her to not wear clothes.
Basically, the excuse they use for her not wearing clothes is that she has, the same photosynthesis abilities that the End had in Metal Gear Solid 3. But I don't remember the End running around naked all over the place, unless he somehow drew in enough sunlight through his head.
He was, fully clothed and, wore, heavy clothing.
He wore a full-on ghillie suit.
Yeah, he had, that whole, moss thing that they wear. Is that what that's called?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was, wearing the whole deal.
And I don't remember him needing to wear, clothes. Or not needing to wear clothes.
Or something.
Or what about internally in Metal Gear Solid 5 itself, where Code Talker has the exact same like abilities and stuff, and yet he's always wearing clothes too.
It only affects women that way, conveniently.
Maybe it's like the stealth camouflage in Ghost in the Shell. Men can use it while fully clothed, but when women use it, they have to take off all their clothes.
Yeah.
I have yet to see Ghost in the Shell. It's on my shows to watch list.
I would definitely recommend the original movie and the TV series standalone complex.
I didn't even realize there was a movie. I mean, I know there's a new movie, but I didn't know there was an old movie.
Yeah, there's a movie from what is it, 95? I want to say 95, but it might have been earlier than that.
I thought it was an anime series.
It started out as a manga that has almost nothing to do with any of the anime series.
Oh, wow.
Then some director that's like well known in Japan, I guess, did his version of the movie, which is a lot different than the manga. And then like the movie ended up being so successful that they like ran like a whole TV series later down the line.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I would recommend the Hollywood like remake of it. It's fairly decent, but like nothing really incredibly great.
Yeah, a lot of people hate it, but I thought it was okay.
But it is worth watching at least for being the most recent film to feature Takeshi Kitano.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, that's good.
He was a very like prominent. He's very prominent in Japanese media. Like he's a poet, writer, filmmaker, director, producer, game show host, actor, one-time video game maker.
Wow.
Cool.
Though he's even like openly admitted that he hates video games, like, and he even hated video games during the production of his own video game.
Well, that's a bit odd.
And he probably figured that he could do it better than the people who do it.
Well, the video game he made was Takeshi's Challenge.
Oh, I know. Oh, that's right. I watched the JonTron about that.
Yep. That's actually how I know about Takeshi Kitano.
It reminds me of just like all of my brain right now wants to replace Brian Boitano from the South Park song with say his name again? It's Takeshi
Kitano.
Takeshi Kitano.
Also known as Beat Takeshi.
But I don't know if you're familiar with the Brian Boitano song from South Park or not.
No, I don't think I am.
What is it?
I said I don't watch South Park.
Oh yeah, it's from the movie. There's like one point where they're trying to I can't remember what they're trying to do, but they use like Olympic skater Brian Boitano as their source of motivation, and it like leads to a musical number where they're like, what would Brian Boitano do if he was here right now? He'd make a plan and he'd follow through. That's what Brian Boitano do. And then it starts going through a bunch of like random shit that he did, but it's all like totally not things that he's actually done. But anyways, the only reason I thought like my brain went to that is because that guy's name kind of sounds like rhymes, I guess, or something.
I guess.
It's similar. I don't know how to put it into words. Like I feel like you could swap the two names out and it'd still work.
Kind of like how you can swap Benedict Cumberbatch with anything that starts with a B and a C, or pretty much anything that's even remotely resembles Benedict Cumberbatch, and people would know you're talking about Benedict Cumberbatch.
I guess. I don't even know what you're talking about right now.
Benedict Cucumber Patch.
Benadryl Cucumber Patch, yeah. I know about that meme.
Benedict Cunt Bitch.
Speaking of memes, I didn't realize that To Be Continued was a meme until I was looking for, like, so I was doing my video editing on Dust, and I was like, I got to the end, and I wanted to, like, end it right at that part where, like, those monsters attack, so that I could start the next episode with Mizu resolving that issue in like a second flat, if you remember.
Oh yeah.
Like it's totally it's like anticlimactic how quickly he deals with it. So I wanted to put like a to be continued and build it up like something more than it was. And so I typed like to be continued, and I was just looking for like a to be continued logo. And then like I ended up discovering an entire meme, and I was like, "Oh, dude, what?"
Yeah. The original JoJo series.
JoJo's Adventure.
But yeah, you should also do like a full recap.
I already finished and uploaded, unfortunately.
Oh.
That was today's video. Although I would say that it's one of the weaker videos. There wasn't much to work with, and the internet was down half the day, so...
Unfortunate.
What is it?
Unfortunate.
Yeah. Oh, well. It's all fine. I gotta put 2 chains in a couple times. I guess that's all that matters.
I don't remember how my Dust series went. It was such a long time ago I Let's Played it. I'm sure that it wasn't really that great, but I remember having fond memories with the game.
Yeah, we're having some fun with it. Mizu's playing on the easiest difficulty mode, though, so there's not much in the way of challenges.
Man, I got so upset because I'm OCD completionist kind of person, so when I was playing Dust, I was playing it on normal mode. And I got to the end, and I got all the achievements because I was planning on 100%ing the game. And the very last achievement that I hadn't gotten was to beat the game on very hard or whatever.
Hardcore?
So I thought, hey, maybe if I just switch to the most difficulty, because you can switch difficulties in the game settings. So I switched it up to the highest difficulty and fought the final boss again. And it did not unlock the achievement because it's smart and knows that you have to play the entire game as on that difficulty to unlock. I'm like, well, I guess I gotta play the entire game again on my own.
Yeah, I was halfway through the game on hardcore mode, and then I just kind of stopped playing for some reason. I don't remember why. I wasn't really having all that much trouble with it. Hardcore mode wasn't, like, too difficult, really.
I actually drew my own thumbnail picture for that game. Back when I first started YouTube, I actually was drawing my own thumbnails, but I'm not great at art, so I stopped doing that eventually.
Yeah, I've been using our video editing software to make all of our art related things. I don't even have an art program. I've just been using video editing software for everything.
I use freaking Paint. I can probably show you.
That's the only thing I've used it for actually is Paint to make to put things on green backgrounds for green screening. That's the only thing I've done with not video editing software.
Supposedly, not sure about this, but my computer's lock screen recently informed me that apparently there's going to be a 3D version of Paint releasing.
Cool.
Which means that instead of getting shitty 2D drawings, we get shitty 3D drawings. Hey, you're saying? Sorry.
I found the image I drew. It's still on my computer. I'm sending it to you through Discord. As you can see, I'm not the best, but I still.
That's not bad, actually.
Better than anything I could do.
Yeah, it looks pretty good, actually.
Well, thank you.
I can't do that.
I tried to draw him holding the sword, but the sword was very difficult and it was just too hard to draw. So I was just like, you know what? Fuck the sword. I'm going to be without it. Doesn't matter.
Fuck the sword. Actually, don't fuck the sword. That would be a really bad idea.
Yeah, no, I think it has some holes in it, but I still wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah, I also wouldn't recommend it. It would just be a bad idea all around.
Yeah. Actually, no, it does not have holes. It has those little ridges at the tip. I just had to look it up. It's a very odd design, to be completely honest.
Yeah, the sword's got a weird look to it. Also, it talks for some reason.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
It just talks because why not, I guess.
Right. I never understood making everything talk. You know they made Pikachu talk in the new movie?
Yeah, I saw that.
What the heck?
I don't know. They're just trying to get people to watch the movies, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess so.
Their next movie reveal will be that Ash legitimately wins a gym badge finally.
You know, I'm gonna be honest. I haven't watched the Pokemon anime series because
and then like
my parents are like super Christian and we're like, no, that's demonic. I'm like, what?
Oh yeah, that sucks. No,
Yeah.
but in the Pokemon series, Ash always gets all the gym badges, but most of the time it's not by actually earning them. He'll just like perform medial tasks for whoever runs the gym, and they'll be like, good enough.
I see. Well,
Because he usually loses the fights because he sucks as a Pokemon trainer.
No, like there's gonna be like a Pokemon movie where like Ash not only wins like a gym badge, he wins all the gym badges, wins the Pokemon League, and then it'll all just be a dream.
Oh my god, they could do that. That would be pretty funny.
oh no.
He still has never won a league, has he? I don't think they're ever gonna let him win one.
Nah. See, he never wins the league, so that like he can continue like going to different places and still have the goal of winning the league.
Yeah, see, I don't understand why that would need to be the case, though, because each place has its own version of the league, so just why not make his goal to defeat the new league of the new place?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Oh, whatever. Their formula has worked for them for about 20 years now. It's been working pretty solidly, so I guess just let them do their thing. It seems to work.
I don't know. I still like just don't keep up with the series after Kanto.
I don't even think I made it that far. I just remember watching as a kid, and I remember a handful of like specific episodes, like the one where Jigglypuff appears. And beyond that, I don't remember anything.
Like I said, I was never allowed to watch it.
That would suck.
Yeah, I wasn't allowed to watch a lot of things. I wasn't allowed to watch Scooby-Doo.
What, really? Scooby-Doo?
Yeah, my parents didn't let me watch that.
Why?
Because they thought it was demonic or something. I don't know. A lot of the reasons had to do with it's demonic.
Wow. People are weird sometimes.
Yeah.
What did they let you watch?
Strangely enough, I think it's because like my mom or whatever, she would always like find articles in her Christian magazines or something about these TV shows, and that's what influenced her opinion. But if there wasn't something about it, then she probably didn't know or care. So if it wasn't like something she's heard about, like for example, you would think that they wouldn't let me watch Courage the Cowardly Dog because of how like kind of creepy that show is. But they didn't know anything about that, so I was still allowed to watch it.
Oh, cool.
I was not allowed to watch The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, though, for probably obvious reasons.
Yeah, that's something even I wouldn't let my kids watch.
Why?
I don't know, because it's stupid.
What's wrong with The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy? I loved that show.
I never
It was
watched
one of my favorites, actually.
I probably wouldn't go back and watch it now because it's probably directed towards how old I was when it was coming out.
I don't know. I've never gone back and tried to rewatch it, so I don't know how clever the writing actually is. I just remember loving it as a kid. Also, it's got Haas Delgado in it. I remember him.
Haas Delgado. Was that the guy that played Grim?
No, that was the name of one of the characters on the show, and he was basically Ash from Ash vs. Evil Dead.
Oh.
Oh.
I'll look this up now.
I believe his name was Haas Delgado in the show. I feel like that was his name, but he had like the chainsaw arm thing, and he showed up in the show to like try to kill Grim pretty much. Feel like I'm not 100% sure if I got his name right, but I feel like it was something like that.
But that's why I recognize Grim's voice. It's Greg Eagles.
Greg Eagles.
It's the DARPA chief, Donald Anderson.
Oh. Jeff Wiggly. Haas Delgado, there he is. It is Haas Delgado.
Played by Diedrich Bader.
But yeah, you just look at his character, you can find it or something. He's basically supposed to be Ash, but like a parody version.
Definitely.
Yeah, let me see. I haven't seen a picture of him in forever. Yeah, he's got like the chainsaw arm and he's got like the eye patch and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, like he pretty much shows up to like try to kill Grimm every once in a while because, you know, he hunts evil. It's like his thing. I feel like I bet the writing in that show is actually somewhat clever. I feel like I remember it being at least a little clever. I just haven't watched it in a really long time. Typically, nothing like weird and supernatural happens on Harold. It's more of like a smaller scale type show where it's like a series of like people doing real people things. And then sometimes it's like told, but then a lot of times it is told through like the lens of like being a kid, so things will seem like larger than life a lot of times, even though they aren't.
Oh, like the Birdman that flew away?
Oh yeah, I mean, the pigeon guy, I love that episode.
Yeah.
He was supposed to commit suicide in the original draft.
So I'd
Yeah.
heard, yeah. And then the studio execs were like, nope. And they're like, okay,
Yeah.
he just flies away then.
They wanted to do a spin-off series about Helga that was supposed to be really dark too. And I don't know what happened with that exactly.
I like how like heavily implied it is that her mom's an alcoholic without actually stating that her mom's an alcoholic.
They confirmed it in like an interview that they
Yeah.
had it like she's meant to be, but you know, censors and whatnot.
Yeah, she self-medicates because she's depressed as shit, pretty much.
Yeah.
Because fucking Bob's an asshole, pretty much. He's like a workaholic, money-obsessed asshole who pretty much doesn't care. I think the only member of their family he likes at all is Helga's sister. And that's only
Well,
because
that's
she's
okay.
successful.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that episode. Most of what I know about Harold, like I hear from like YouTubers or whatnot, but I don't actually remember watching much of the show when I was younger.
It's really good. I would definitely recommend it.
Yeah, I probably will.
I'd also recommend Rocco's Modern Life to literally anyone.
I remember. It's kind of like the same thing with Harold, where I don't remember watching it a lot, but I remember that I enjoyed the few episodes I did watch of that.
Yeah, it's more fun to watch as an adult, for sure, though, because a lot of stuff goes over your head whenever you're a kid. And
Yeah,
Rocco's Modern Life is one of those shows that implements a lot of adult humor.
I know. I read about how like there was that one episode where he worked at like pretty much a sex phone office
Yep.
thing.
Yeah, there's that one. My favorite one's the one where he gets high on pills and then he talks to his vomit the whole episode.
Oh, you felt it.
Yeah. Like, whenever you're a kid, you don't realize that's what's happened, but when, like, I was watching it not that long ago, and I was like, holy shit, he's high as fuck right now.
Oh my goodness.
What are you
Hold
laughing
on,
about?
I'm gonna send this to you over Discord.
Alright, let's see what's happening.
I never go to.
Whatever that beeping noise is, that's slightly annoying. Oh, by the way, speaking of annoying noises, I could not hear the bass at all whenever I went and fixed up the audio and stuff.
Good.
So I guess I was worried about nothing that whole time. Which is also a good thing because it means that if they decide to listen to music again, I don't have to worry about their incredible bass running our video recordings.
Well, that's good.
I was surprised it didn't pick it up. It usually picks up stuff. Like, I can usually say crap from the kitchen and it'll hear me. I'm going to grab a drink right quick. Woo! But not an alcoholic one, unfortunately.
That's fine.
Well, isn't that advertisement the most, like, maybe advertisement?
What?
Saxenda may help you lose weight and keep it off. We don't want to get sued.
Well, at least it's not as bad as Alex Jones ads for his crap.
Oh boy.
Oh my god. Some of them are downright, like, laughable. Like, you know those before and after pictures that people do? Like, one of his things is like a weight loss thing.
Yeah.
And, it's Alex Jones with his shirt off. And then that's the before. And then the after is Alex Jones with his shirt off. But now the lighting's
Like
a little
more
different.
Yeah, he's just like more red. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I swear, the lighting takes like 50 pounds off of you.
He doesn't look any different at all.
I think I watched about that on Last Week Tonight with John Oliver.
That might have been where I saw it. I don't remember. But he, like, peddles, like, all his weird stuff. It's like super male vitalities or whatever. And, oh man. They get pretty wild. I mean, nothing beats his conspiracy theories, but his, stuff peddling is...
Hey.
I've got the documents! Obama's colluding with the lizard people and the reptilians!
That's crazy. The sad thing, though, is that he's probably the kind of person that my parents watch and listen to.
Apparently so. He's one of the largest online news medias. He recently outdid the Young Turks in size. Actually,
The who?
the Young Turks, they're like the MSNBC of like internet news, basically.
I see. I've never heard of him though.
That's not super shocking if you're not like a news and politics person.
I mean, yeah, I guess so. But I mean, I watched Last Week Tonight and like The Daily Show and like Late Night with Seth Meyers and blah.
Yeah, their channel size is like right around the same size as Philip DeFranco's.
Oh, okay.
They're like about that size of a channel.
I
And then
see.
Alex Jones is a little bit larger than them. But I don't know how he compares to Philip DeFranco. I don't know if he's a smaller or larger channel.
I don't know if Alex Jones's YouTube channel is just people who actually like his content though, or if it's a bunch of people who like to make fun of him. I'm
It's
willing
like
to bet
half
that
and
a lot
half.
of his subscribers are just people who watch him just for the comedy of it.
I would say that's like half and half. I'd say half the people watch him for the entertainment value, and then the other half watch him for the actual... I don't know what you'd call it, because it's definitely not news.
And I feel like this would be a good point to like bring up that there's no such thing as bad publicity, but try telling that to EA.
Yeah, they're having a not so good time right now.
Yeah, with the whole Star Wars Battlefront 2 thing.
Yeah.
Because
That
I mean,
game's...
they promised that it wouldn't be as bad as the first game with all the microtransactions and whatnot, but it kind of like they fixed like you know there's not you don't have to buy maps anymore or anything like the first game, but like there's still a whole loot box thing. That's a problem.
Yeah.
Apparently, like Hawaii and Bolivia have officially ruled that it is gambling.
Oh, Bolivia?
Yep.
I know a lot about Bolivia. Parents were missionaries down in Bolivia before I was born, and matter of fact, they're planning on going back to being missionaries down there.
I mean, the loot crates really are gambling. They're even marketed like specifically to children to try to get them to like waste a bunch of money because they don't know any better because they're young.
Yeah.
Like some of them, like I don't know. I don't like the whole microtransaction thing. I feel like it's incredibly dishonest, especially with like the free games that aren't actually free. Because to do anything, you have to like spend a bunch of money.
Yeah, either have like I watched a Gamer Cat comic about that recently. It was like either have endless money or endless patience, and that's mobile gaming. You have to have either one of the two.
Yeah, they can't just make a simple, fun game and make it like $1 because they gotta screw people over with microtransactions, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, On the bright side, that's the type of internet we can look forward to here pretty soon
Oh boy.
when
net neutrality.
Azure douchefuck kills net neutrality.
Uh,
I hope you like the internet package bundle deals where you have to pay separately for Google, Facebook, and Yahoo versus YouTube and Netflix.
Yeah.
They're different packages.
I think at that point I would just like push through and just like stick with all the websites I can go to, even if they're slow, and like even like boycott some websites that are like paying to be premium services or premium speed services or whatever.
Well, the problem is you would still have to pay for the package deals because if you don't pay for the package deals, you won't be able to go to the websites at all.
Well, like I said, I'll
Like
just settle for
on top of throttling internet speeds for websites they don't like and websites that they want to succeed, they'll also put a paywall in front of every website and then sell them to you in packages. Like basically you're fucked 12 ways from Sunday.
That's when you just like mass create like throwaway websites where you just create a website, put it into the public domain, and then when they find the website, shut it down and make another one that does the exact same thing under a different domain.
I don't know how it's all gonna work, but I really just hope that something happens to make it not happen. Does that make sense?
I'm not sure what's gonna happen. It seems like he's hellbent on killing net neutrality.
He's helping
But
on killing
ever-
anything good in the world.
But at the same time, like, there's been so many calls and so many people, like, blowing up Congress's phones and blowing up that guy's phone.
Oh, good.
Like, he's probably going to feel a little pressure, so maybe he'll back down. Maybe?
Hopefully.
Maybe?
Get the love of the people. Get a shit ton of money.
Yeah. Well, it's not just that, but I don't know. There's only so much bullshit left that people are going to be able to take before something happens. Because, I mean, it's just been bullshit after bullshit after bullshit for like the last year and a half now.
And it's not like the news companies can keep blaming millennials for ruining any sort of industry when millennials become the top customer.
Oh, but don't forget that all of it's fake news. All of it.
Yeah, it's all fake news. Fake news, believe me.
Doesn't exist.
Nope.
If it doesn't support me, it doesn't exist.
Did it say something nice about me? Did it? No. Fake news.
Yep, pretty much.
Did you see his Mean Girl tweet? That was my favorite one.
Mean Girl?
Yeah, it was the way he like worded his tweet. It was like something you'd see on like some teen drama show. What was it? He was like, it was something he said. It went kind of. Let me just paraphrase it, I guess. It was like Kim Jong-un. He calls me old,
Oh yeah, that.
but I wouldn't call him fat and stubby or something like that. And it was like the way he worded it. It was like one of those like backhanded like things, and I was like, oh my god, what are you, 12?
You know, honestly, if America just got blown, up, would anyone really blame anyone? Like, we just all just blew to smithereens. Would the world be like, yeah, they probably deserved it?
At this point, we've definitely become a bit of a joke. We're like a punchline.
Yeah.
I feel like we're in the hard mode version of the Bush years right now, because like that's how it was with Bush too. Was we were kind of like the joke of the world for 8 years.
I wasn't into politics back when Bush was president, so I don't know anything about that, really.
Oh yeah, it was like everyone thought George Bush was about as dumb could get. I don't think they were prepared for the Trump presidency back then.
Yeah.
And we were like the laughingstock of the world because Bush was an idiot. And now we've got Trump, who makes Bush look like a fucking intellectual. The guy who can't put a rain poncho on without... Well, he just can't put a rain poncho on. He couldn't figure out how to do it. That guy looks like a genius next to Trump. Still a terrible person, but compared to Trump, he's a genius.
Compared to Trump, everyone's a genius, to be honest.
Oh, maybe next election we can have President Paris Hilton.
Yeah. At this point, I'd take President The Rock over President Trump.
Hey, he's might actually run in 2020, so...
Yeah.
Wait, can they do that? I thought presidents were allowed to hold more than 2 offices.
I mean, my first vote will go to Bernie Sanders or anyone with actual fucking policy.
Oh yeah, of course.
But if the corporate aristocracy screws them over again, Rocky Maivia is my vote.
I wouldn't mind having President The Rock.
Oh wait, you said The Rock. I thought you said Barack, as in like.
No, The Rock.
That's why
as
I was.
Dwayne Johnson.
I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, it'd bring a whole new meaning to the people's elbow.
Yes. People Magazine once voted The Rock as the sexiest man alive.
You mean they still don't think he is? I feel like he's still in the top 10 on those lists most of the time.
Well, apparently People Magazine just ran an article like Blake Shelton's the sexiest man alive.
Ew,
I believe The Rock would like to have a few words with you.
Wasn't that the guy who played Aquaman in Justice League?
What?
No, that's someone else.
No,
Oh, no,
Blake
no.
Shelton's a country music singer.
Oh, because I thought I remember hearing something about the guy who played Aquaman just got announced like sexiest man or something.
Probably did in some other magazine. There's like 809 magazines.
That's
They all
true.
have their own they all have the exact same things going on, so you wonder why there needs to be 800 magazines, but I mean, at least they're not saying crazy stuff like National Enquirer.
Oh boy. Apparently, I saw like in our magazine rack, National Examiner has this article. It's like 15 secret Bible revelations that we've just found, or some
Ooh.
bullshit like that. And I'm just
Secret
like-
Bible revelations.
I'm just like, the Bible's been read like millions of fucking times. How do you find a secret revelation in a book that's been read for eons?
They finally figured out that there was invisible ink.
Yes.
You know, I saw this Facebook post recently that I really liked. It was like, instead of putting Christ back in Christmas, why don't we try putting Christ back in Christians?
Noise.
Burn!
Time to refill my cup.
So here's an interesting tidbit. You know how, like, Metal Gear Solid 5 had, like, an entire, like, fucking super mission cut out?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Apparently, they also released, like, a Blu-ray extra DVD, or, like, an extra, like, a bonus features Blu-ray, I guess, at some point, that features snippets of, like, small snippets of cutscenes leading around an actual final boss that would have been in the super mission. That would have been fucking amazing, but all we have are just, like, small pieces of cutscenes now.
Yeah, because the way what's his name again?
Kojima?
Yeah, the way Kojima, he wanted Metal Gear Solid 5 to be the last Metal Gear Solid game, and so the final mission would have been the wrap up of the entire thing. It would have ended it. But, you know, Konami was all like, we want to milk this more, so how about we scrap that and make the ending ambiguous, kind of.
Kojima wanted every Metal Gear Solid to be the last Metal Gear Solid. He wanted Metal Gear Solid 1 to be the last one. Then they made him make Metal Gear Solid 2, and he wanted that to be the last one, but then people didn't like it, so he made Metal Gear Solid 3 as an apology. Then he wanted Metal Gear Solid 4 to be the last one. Then they kept making Metal Gear games. Then he wanted Peace Walker to be the last one, sort of like tying Metal Gear Solid 3 over to like the first Metal Gear game. And then they had him make Metal Gear Solid 5, and he wanted that to be his magnum opus and the last one, and then they cut him out
Yeah.
before he could wrap anything up.
Well, we don't have to worry about it now, because they're probably not going to finish Metal Gear anything else without Kojima, I imagine.
Well, they did make Metal Gear Survive.
Yeah, it's just gonna end like this is how it ends anyway, but it just ends on an ambiguous note, so there's not really a real definitive ending. It's just there.
Though apparently Kojima himself has stated that he views Metal Gear Solid 5 more as a side title than an actual, main title Metal Gear game.
Well, that's why it's called Metal Gear Solid V instead of 5.
Oh yeah, fair point.
There's actually a whole thing about that. It's not called V because it's the 5th game. It's called V because your character is V.
Wait, what?
It's complicated, but basically you're the 5th Snake, and there's this code phrase thing. Whenever you wake up in the hospital where they're V has
come to.
Yeah, V has come to.
Oh.
And so whenever it's saying Metal Gear Solid V, it's 5, but they chose the Roman numeral because V.
So in all actuality, it's not actual Metal Gear Solid 5.
It's Metal Gear Solid V.
That's actually really interesting. I did not know that.
Yeah, I just recently learned that.
It has been said the sheer amount of content cut. The sheer amount of content cut is the true phantom pain of the game. It's like the game unintentionally lives up to its own title.
I liked it though. I actually enjoyed it. I thought from the little bit that I just played today, I thought the gameplay was fine and I was enjoying the story. And I wish they had led into the ending they chose for it instead of it's just kind of here it is for no reason.
Go ahead and replay the prologue, and we'll give you an extra cutscene explaining some minor plot twist that has no impact whatsoever on anything now.
Plus, most people already knew the plot twist before the plot twist happened.
Yeah.
Also, did you know that The Man Who Sold the World is about a doppelganger?
That's what I figured, yeah.
I never realized that was what that song was about.
Though apparently it gained Kojima the nickname The Man Who Trolled the World.
What is it?
Speaking of it's a game that most people kind of don't like because of the story, I guess, but the gameplay is pretty fun. Kind of reminded me, Metroid Other M?
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of people hate that game because the story is shit, but I actually enjoyed how the game played. The story's bad, but the game itself is pretty fun to play, I find.
Actually, it's fun. It's funny how many games fit that sort of thing where the gameplay's pretty fucking amazing, but the story is just stupid and terrible and no one likes it.
Yeah. The flip side's also true. There's lots of games with pretty good stories, but then the gameplay is either terrible or non-existent.
That's true, yeah.
Especially with this new whole fascination with walking simulators and non-gameplay games and stuff.
And choice games.
And choice games, yeah. It's they got cool stories and stuff, but then the gameplay is so uninvolved or non-existent that it's kind of boring.
My biggest gripe with choice games is, if they're going to focus on the choice, instead of the gameplay, which is what they do, if they're going to do that, then the choices should actually be impactful. I found that the choice, most, if not all, of the Telltale choice-based type games, they always end the exact same way anyway. So it's the choices don't even matter, even though that's what the entire game revolves around.
Yeah, he knows. He played, which one was it? You played the Game of Thrones one, right? And at the end, no matter what you did, it pretty much ends the same way?
Yeah, the only thing that changes is who is Lord of House Forrester at the end. That's it.
Yeah, it doesn't sit well with me. If you're going to make your entire game based around choices, then actually have the choices impact your game and not in just small ways.
That's why I always say, the only good choice game I've ever come across is Heavy Rain.
Yeah.
And that game came out in 2008, 2009?
Mm-hmm. And that's what they you can say what you want about Heavy Rain because I know a lot of people have problems with it, and there are problems with the game. But at the very least, if you mess something up or something, it actually changes the way the game goes. There's different.
Yeah, all your choices matter.
I don't understand why choices games exist anyways, because games already had choices in them before choice games. Is it just so that people who don't want to actually play games can avoid gameplay?
I guess. It's games made for the reviewers. The kind of people who say if you ever mention gameplay, you have no life.
Yeah.
The kind of people who say that Cuphead is a good example of elitist bullshit ruining video games.
Wait, what?
Yeah, like an actual video game reviewer, like many video game reviewers actually have come out and said that like Cuphead is a shining example of why elitist bullshit is ruining video games.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
No.
That's not the worst thing that game reviewers have said about Cuphead. My personal favorite is 1930s cartoons were racist. So why are they using this style? Wink, wink. And I'm just like, really, guys?
That's so stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really bad. Like, that's my favorite one of all of them. Although watching that one game reviewer spend 30 minutes trying to get through a game tutorial is hilarious.
Dude, I did that in like 5 seconds. What the hell? Well, I mean, not 5 seconds, literally,
Yeah.
but you get what I mean.
Yeah, if you ever find that video, you should actually watch it. He literally spends like at least 20 minutes trying to do like the first jump. It's really bad. Like, I don't know why that guy even... Like, that guy needs to find a new line of work, because he's just terrible. They're all the kind of people who like fucking art games and stuff, and they don't care about like games that normal people enjoy, because they're trying to pretend like they're more than they really are. So they gotta find something pretentious to babble on about.
I see.
If it's not a postmodern meta commentary on the nature of gaming itself, like, they don't care.
You know, what about
With
like
the exception of EA money. If they get dropped some EA money, they might have something nice to say about a game.
Yeah. What about good games that just get a lot of bad rap because of the fan base, like Undertale, for example? Like, that's a really good game, but like, a lot
Well,
of people don't like it just because of the fan base.
that falls into a different category altogether. A category with stuff like Undertale, like you said, Rick and Morty.
Steven Universe has gotten
Yeah.
some pretty bad ones.
Oh, My Little Pony.
Oh my god. Ugh. I can't even... Those people are annoying sometimes. Like...
You know,
Like
Like,
they've
I
gotten
watched-
better, but at the height of MLP's popularity, like,
oh yeah,
even just dealing with anybody who was into that show was,
Yeah.
oh my god, it was so annoying and frustrating.
like I didn't understand either because like I watched My Little Pony and it's actually like decent. Like it's not a bad show at any stretch of the means, but I don't think it's like the best show ever created, like some people like to claim it is.
Well, that's the same again goes with like stuff like Undertale and Rick and Morty and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Where it's a decent show, but the fan base like make it up to be God's gift to mankind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's weird. I wouldn't, like, with Rick and Morty, like, they got really bad fan base, but then, like, a show like BoJack, even though it's really popular too, it did not get, like, that really annoying fan base.
It's
That's
starting
true.
to get one, but it isn't there yet.
Maybe just because of the subject matter, you know, maybe because it's like more serious, well, like serious and not serious at the same time. But you get like the because it talks about like serious like stuff like depression and whatnot. Maybe
Yeah.
because of that, you know, people like.
I think it has a lot.
like an actual genuine respect and more not just best thing ever kind of thing or something. I don't know.
I don't know if that's necessarily the case, because Steven Universe is, even though I don't personally like Steven Universe, that show kind of does the same thing, just in its own, like, way.
Yeah,
I think it's more about, like, how shows prevent themselves, and BoJack's, like, really funny, but it's never, like, over the top. It's more of, like, an understated kind of show, and...
I mean, some things get like quote unquote over the top, like that whole spoiler alert, the whole bridge to Hawaii.
Oh,
Like that,
yeah,
like-
but...
That's kind of over the top, but not in the same way as other things are over the top.
Like, it's not in your face, I guess, is the way I would put it. Like Rick and Morty, almost all of the comedy in that show is, like, in your face. It's just, like, throwing shit at you constantly. Which, I mean, it's a pretty funny show, and I like Rick and Morty. I'm not the fan so much, but the show's alright.
I agree with that.
We did get the amazing moment about the whole McDonald's sauce.
Oh boy!
Like that gift to man was given to us by the Rick and Morty fans.
Oh, like the guy
My
who traded his car for a packet of Szechuan sauce.
Did that
Yeah.
actually happen?
Yeah, some girl had a package of that sauce and she traded it for an entire car.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's hilarious if you ask me. My favorite though is the guy who climbs up on the McDonald's counter, jumps up and down and screams. He screams, "I want my sauce, I'm Pickle Rick, I'm Pickle Rick," and then gets on the ground and starts like doing that thing where you run in circles while you're laying on the ground, if you know what I'm talking about.
I feel like that has to be
Grown-ass fucking adults acting like children.
Yeah.
I feel like that has to be like played up. Like I feel like that probably was like faked for lack of a better term, you know, because I don't think anyone would really like do that. Like for like in all seriousness.
I don't know, man. Like that whole everything that happened with that stupid sauce whenever they did that promotion was just a disaster.
That is true.
Like there were people like rioting and stuff at some locations. Which I mean, it was partially McDonald's fault for not handling it very well. But it's also totally the fans' fault for behaving like children about it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yeah, sure, McDonald's probably should have stocked it better and had more locations open. But also, why did you guys riot over a fucking cup of sauce?
Yeah. Also, when I say fake, I don't mean like fake as in like it didn't actually happen. I mean like I think there was a real guy who went to a real McDonald's and really did that, but I don't think he was actually one of those obsessive. Because like, why would he shout, "Oh, I'm Pickle Rick," and then do that thing on the floor? Like that's a bit over the top, you know. I think like it was like pre-planned, you know.
Maybe, I don't know. I watched the video though, and it was like the funniest thing.
Yeah, I saw that video too.
I'm Pickle Rick! Excited for Thanksgiving. That's like tomorrow or something.
I work on Thanksgiving.
I don't. What?
I only work 3 hours though. It's a 10 to 1 shift because apparently we close at 1. They just need me to take care of dairy, so I'll just be restocking milk and whatnot.
You gonna have to work on Friday?
Friday, yes, I am.
Does your store or wherever you work for do Black Friday stuff?
I don't think we do. We're just like a grocery store, so like it's just like food. You know, I don't really think there's much.
You.
Everyone who cares about Black Friday is probably gonna go to like Walmart or some shit and like want to buy electronics, but we're just like a grocery store, so it doesn't really get. Matter of fact, if anything, it gets slower on Black Friday, if I remember from last year.
Oh yeah, lucky you. I don't have to work this week at all, so I'm not worried about it, but if I did, it would probably be a crappy day. We don't even wait till Friday anymore. The Black Friday sales usually start like in the evening on Thursday anymore.
Isn't there like Cyber Thursday? Is that a thing? That's
Cyber Monday.
It's on Thanksgiving, isn't it?
No, there's Cyber Monday that
Oh, is it Cyber Monday?
Yeah, it's on the Monday after Black Friday.
I see. I might finally buy a Switch if I can afford it on Monday. If it's cheap enough.
I've got to buy a few things on Monday actually myself. I'm going to check on Black Friday to see if they do any online sales for Black Friday first, but if not, I'll just get something on Monday when all the prices are like down. I'm just looking forward to MFF at this point. We're only like a week away now.
I've never gone to a furry convention. I kind of want to, but I don't think I can afford it.
This will be the second one I've been to.
Pretty cool.
Well, I've been saving forever to go to this too.
I wish I could save money to do stuff, but it seems like all my paycheck is like gone before my next paycheck, you know.
That's how my paychecks are going to be starting in January, because I've got like 8.5 million dentist appointments to deal with.
man, I need to go to the dentist at some point because I've got like a crater in my freaking what's it called, wisdom tooth, like the top wisdom tooth, and near the gum there's like just like this chasm. I can stick my fingernail in it, and like I should probably get that checked out, but I can't really afford the dentist.
Yeah, luckily we have like insurance through our workplace, and I've got like really good dental insurance actually.
Well,
although it doesn't make it not expensive as heck. Like I had to get fillings done on my 2 front teeth, and that by itself is going to cost me $360.
Oof. Yeah, I had to get my tires replaced recently because my tires were like worn down all the way, like all the treading was just completely gone. So I had to get my tires replaced, and that cost me like $600. I had to use my tax return, and even with my tax return, I didn't have enough to completely afford it.
I don't even get my tax returns back. Student loans take all my tax money, and they also garnish my wages, so they take my money 2 different ways.
Yeah, I'm not even going to mess with student loans. Like I'm using my A+ to get my associates in arts, and then after I get my associates, I'm probably just going to be done with college because I don't need that. Like I don't need to be in debt.
Well, I can tell the next podcast is going to go amazingly if we're going to do it pretty much immediately after this one.
Well, I mean, we didn't really get a chance to delve into like anything from Metal Gear, so there'll be stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
Like we didn't even address anything from Mission 43 or anything from the final mission.
Fair point.
And those are like the 2 major talking points. Like I could go probably an entire podcast on that alone.
And I still haven't done Mission 45, so there's that.
Mission 45, which one's that?
The one that I'm trying to unlock right now.
Oh, fucking stupid bullshit with Quiet, yeah.
But yeah, like, it's funny, like, the unlock method for it is fucking bullshit, but I've already completed, like, almost every, like, thing that I need to do to unlock it.
And by accident.
By complete accident, yes. All I need to do is just keep going out on missions with Quiet, which is, like, the only thing I couldn't do by accident.
Yeah. There's, like, weirdly specific, like, requirements, too. Yeah. Like the one where you have to listen to an audio tape with D-Dog next to you.
Yeah.
For no reason.
Like, you have to maximize your bond with Quiet. Like, past a certain cutscene that just plays towards the end of the game. Then listen to a whole string of, like, audio tapes. Then listen to the final audio tape in that string while D-Dog is next to you. Which, that last part is just why. Also, your emblem can't have a butterfly in it.
Very oddly specific.
Yeah,
yep.
There's, for whatever reason, that's the way it works. Okie dokie, then.
Okie dokie, artichoke.
Yeah. We still need to record more gameplay footage, too, because I don't have anything left. But obviously not today. Probably tomorrow, maybe?
Maybe. We could do Half-Life.
Oh man, that's a good idea.
Half-Life.
What we're planning on doing was because like there was like one puzzle in Portal where like we both worked together. Like Blake was using the mouse and I was using the keyboard to like solve the puzzle. And I figured, that sounds fun enough. Let's do the entirety of the Half-Life series like that.
Oh boy, that sounds
I'm sure I won't regret that.
I feel like it's going to be one of those things that starts off really terribly, but then, like, we'll get used to it, and then it'll, like, start being, like, way more efficient.
Yeah. Well, 2 heads are better than 1.
We'll see how it goes. It might just be a disaster from beginning to end as well.
2 heads are better than 1. That's why sharks are popular.
Ha. Ha. Ha.
Wah wah.
Shirks. Shirks.
I see that we've run out of things to say.
What? No. We're never out of things to say.